What is up, my thrifty friends? Tabs here from the Urban Goddess Shop. Today's video is Monday. We are doing a work with me. I keep you company, you get work done. We're co-workers. You're my favorite co-worker. And we just chat about everything and anything reseller related. So what is up, thrift gang? All right, today's video, we have a few different topics to discuss. I'm gonna put it right out here right away. Nothing huge has really been happening in the reseller world, but I did find a few things to chat about. We're gonna jump right into this. We're gonna do the life and business update. Things have been busy. What's new? Hey, really, what's new? I'm actually I don't know, forehead high in the water of doing my taxes. I just started them today. I don't do them monthly. I know some people keep track of stuff. I don't. I just save everything and I do it over a couple days at the end of the year. And Jeff was like, you are not allowed to go thrifting until you do your taxes. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I think it had to be said because I probably still would have gone sourcing and bypassed my taxes for another week. So I was like, no, you're right. I got to start working on this. So that's what I'm doing. I actually have some tips that I'm going to pass on after that just kind of came to me as I have been going through all the information and adding up all my business expenses. What else? I'm going to talk about our ambulance channel really quickly too, because that's another thing that we've been working on. And it's just been crazy. It's blowing up really quickly. And yeah, I'm just I'm just so, I don't know. I think I'm just surprised actually, where I'm just like, wow, I can't believe it's growing this quickly, but it's very cool. So I'm excited about that. I have weeks of content to edit there. And yeah, that's it. We have football night on Monday. Em's playing flag football and it's just all high school girls junior teams. So it's really fun. I think they have 9 teams that joined from the city I live in, which is cool. That's a pretty good turnout for young ladies playing flag football. And it's just a fun way. So if my nose is red, it was really windy outside and I think I got a little bit of windburn on it. But yeah, life's good. Life's been good. Business, I wish I could say the same. It's been not so good. I don't want to say it's been bad. I think for the month of May, I'm at 850, but it's not great. But here's one more but. I didn't list the amount of listings I wanted to last week. I got 26 up. My goal was 40, so nowhere close to what my goal is. I did sell, I can't remember how many items have sold last week, but it was pretty good for the number of items. I think my sales are a little bit of a reflection of the effort I have been putting into that. And once I get these taxes done, my goal is to have this wrapped up by tomorrow. Most of it, I might have a few odds and ends that I'm waiting for my accountant on, but once I'm wrapped that up, I am hunkering down on my listing because I do this to make money. And if I don't list, I don't make money. And then my business isn't running how I want it to. And yeah, right now I'm the, what is it? The missing piece of the puzzle, or what's the weak link? There we go. I'm the weak link in my business right now. I want to get a bit more consistent on that, but otherwise that's it. Lots going on. Yeah, I worked 2 days last week. I'm hoping to pick up 2 days this week as well, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I might only end up working one 12-hour shift. We'll see how that goes. Well, let's jump into today's episode. I have a winner to announce. Put up my 300th video last week and I did a giveaway for it, and I have the giveaway. It's this really, it's got the price tag from the thrift store on it. It's this really cute boxy crop Lululemon top. And yeah, it was a prize. All you have to do is comment on the video, and the winner is C Star Bree. I messaged you on your comment, so I replied to your comment. I think the easiest way for us to exchange information is either to drop your email address back to me in the comment or message me over on Instagram, and I'll get all your details and I'll have this mailed out to you. So congratulations. This is such an awesome top. There's so many comments, and this is literally how I choose. I like load all the comments. So I go all the way down to the bottom. Then I close my eyes, and because I have a MacBook, I use my little finger and I go back and forth like 10 times, and I'll like scroll everywhere, and I keep my eyes closed, and then I randomly stick my finger on the screen. That's how I select. So congratulations, and hopefully I hear from you really quick and I can get this in the mail to you. Next thing I wanted to address is I just wanted to apologize to everyone that has been leaving comments and I haven't been personally replying. My goal on my channel is to personally reply to everyone that leaves a comment on my channel, and I just really appreciate everyone that shows up, that watches videos, that hangs out with me, that shares all the emotions and pours their heart out in the comments. So I do my best to read everyone and reply. I read everyone, but I was not able to reply to the amount of comments that I received in the last 2 weeks. So I was hearting them. If you got a heart, I promise you, I read your comment. I fell behind and I could not get out of the hole. So I had to read and heart through them and then hard set. And it's like, okay, as of this day, I am now replying to all the comments. So I'm a work in progress. That is actually the first time in 3 years that I've had this channel that I have fallen behind on replying to comments. And sometimes I'll let it go up to 2 weeks, and then I'll have like a couple hours, maybe when we're driving, and I'll sit down and reply to like literally hundreds of comments. But I just have not been able to catch a break in the last few weeks. I haven't had any of those pockets of time to really get through them all. So my apologies, and I did a hard reset and now we're good. I promise you'll be hearing from me if you leave a comment. As for the reseller world, things have been quiet, like news-wise. I mean, drama-wise, there's never a dull moment. I don't know what it is about our profession that brings out the absurdity, I'm going to call it. I don't know. But there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm not even going to address it because I don't think it's actually newsworthy. So as far as like real news, not much that I've seen. I don't know if you guys have come across anything, but I thought it would be good because I'm in the thick of my taxes. I thought it'd be great to just quickly chat about expenses, things you should be tracking for tax season. And if you're done yours, maybe take note of some of these things for next year. And if you're like me and you're still working on them, oh my gosh. Okay, so just for the record, our tax deadline isn't until June. If you are self-employed. Gosh, I couldn't think of, I'm struggling to think of words today. It's all the number crunching I've done today. It's really just like cooked my brain here. I think a lot of these things, these are more like expense things that you may not think about that you should be saving your receipts for. So we're going to go through this. And then I also want to chat about podcasts. I have a whole list of ones that I wanted to recommend to you guys. So yeah, we have some fun stuff, and then we're just going to touch really quickly on the end with the beta testing on the promoted closets. Okay, so let's go into this. Some of the things that, and also with these expenses, I always recommend talk to your accountant, verify that you can claim these and what are the rules around them. This is just like broad ideas, and these are things that my accountant allows me to submit receipts for. So one thing that you may not think about is applications or software. This can be computer software like QuickBooks. You can submit what you pay for your QuickBooks. Apps like Photo Room, I pay for the Photo Room Pro version and I pay yearly. No, I think I pay monthly on this one. I don't think they have a yearly rate. I put those into my expenses. I also include sharing automation and cross-listing tools that I use. I do recommend always trying to pay yearly for any applications or software that you're using, because usually you can save 20 to 40% off if you do it this way. Not all companies do, and the percentage varies by the company, but I've saved up to 40% by paying yearly on a membership. I will always check for that now and try and do the yearly where I can. Keep all your sourcing receipts, anything that you're purchasing for inventory. So I have like thrift receipts, consignment, buy, sell trades, retail arbitrage. Also, don't forget, if you are sourcing on platforms that you sell on, that you're keeping track of the transactions that you're purchasing for inventory and total costs there. Travel, if you do travel for sourcing or conferences that you go to related to reselling, you can usually claim your flights, accommodations, food, Uber rides. Pretty much anything from the trip can be expensed, or that you should check with your account. This is not tax advice. You should chat with your accountant, because I do think one of the things you can't expense is any alcohol that's purchased on a trip, but your food and other drinks, normal drinks, you should be able to claim as well. I also pay for the HP ink program, so monthly, and then they monitor my ink usage on my printer. I don't know, it's like through Wi-Fi, and then they send me ink cartridges whenever my printer gets low, and I pay for like, I don't know, we'll say to print 100 sheets a month or something. Like I pay, I think like $4.99 a month. I did find this way was way more cost effective with my printer, because what I found sometimes was that the ink just dried up when I was purchasing it from the store, and not that I used it all, but it would just dry up. And then if I had to replace my ink twice a year, I was looking at $50 to $75 every time. So I opted into the program for I think like $4.99, and I just pay monthly and they ship it to my door. I never worry about not having ink, because as soon as I swap an ink cartridge, they pop a new one in the mail. So I always have one sitting in my desk to switch out if I need it. And that to me has been a real time saver, because there was a lot of times where I would go to print things and I had to print, I don't know, we'll say a shipping label before I had my thermal printer, and my ink would be out, and then I would have to drive to Staples and cut, like I'm looking at 40 minutes to Staples to come back plus buy ink. And yeah, it was something I didn't want to have to deal with. So when I bought my new printer, I just signed up for the ink program with it, and I recommend it if you print papers. Next is, don't forget any additional post office charges if you sell on other platforms, or if you use a cross-border courier service. Those types of things, those can also be claimed. Any duties or customs that you may have paid for orders that are business related as well. And I haven't had any this year. A lot of the orders I've bought or whatever have had like some sort of, I think they had a broker maybe, and it was included into my shipping costs. So I've been really lucky that way. But in previous years when I was ordering liquidation, some of those could be it could be a couple $100s at the end of the year that I would be claiming. My best tip for expenses, like best tip, and I bet you a lot of people don't do this, is opening a separate bank account for your business. Keeping it separate from your personal account, keeping your money separate from your personal account, it will make your life so much easier. Now, it doesn't necessarily help at tax season in that sense, but it definitely helps in keeping your business money and your personal money separate and ensuring that you have money in that account. Like what I like to do in my business account is set it up so that it's reserving, 30% every month of what comes in gets put aside into a separate account. And that's the money I'm saving for taxes, income tax, anything that I'm going to have to owe. Usually the 30% is more than enough to cover what I need to, because even when I have money coming in, I still have like the expenses of my business and things like that knock that down. Okay, that was my best tip, and I feel like so many people don't have separate accounts, and it's so simple to do, and once you do it, it's like game changer for your business. First question that I wanted to address that I receive often is, what reseller podcasts are out there? And I've talked a little bit about my own, so I know people are like, well, what other ones do you listen to? I absolutely love podcasts. Like I will often download them onto my phone if we have a road trip coming up, or if I'm going somewhere on my own where I'm going to be driving for a couple hours. I love to listen to them while I work, while I'm doing listings. Sometimes when I'm cleaning the house, I will pop an ear pod in and just listen, or ear pod. Oh my gosh, I'm so old. I pop an AirPod in. Oh, that sounds so funny. And just listen to them while I'm working. If you don't listen to podcasts, I recommend, it's like listening to the radio. You don't have to watch, and really good content out in the podcast world. I wanted to list off some of my faves. These are ones that are in my playlist. There may be a couple that I have missed, and I'm so sorry. Also, there may be a couple that I just haven't found yet. So if you have any that you want to add to this list, please drop it down below. Maybe there's a new one that you could introduce me to. Okay, so these are in no particular order either. I just literally went to my podcast app and just started flipping and finding all the ones that I listen to on a regular basis. First one is the Pro Flipper Show. They're a husband and wife couple. They have so much good information in each episode. They're seasoned resellers. They've been doing it for a while. They also have a course. And what I really like is that they have a strategy to their business, and they talk about it often in the podcast, and it just helps you kind of think in that way. So I appreciate all the information that they share in there. It is a bit more geared towards eBay, although I feel like the information is useful onto any platform or any niche of items that you are selling. They're just a wealth of information. Next one is Flip the Script with Denali, another one of my favorites. She interviews different resellers every week. I like that they are long episodes. I really like long episodes, and there's so many different business models because she interviews someone different every week. There's so many insights and different business models and different ways that people run their businesses. And I think it just opens your mind to trying new things. Because I find sometimes when we're doing something, we just see what we're doing and this is the only way. But there's like so many other ways to do it. And maybe there's another, way of running your business that someone else does that you just haven't even thought of yet. And that's why I like the ones that they interview other resellers, because she asks really good questions and it's just a good way to learn about other people's reselling businesses. Another good one that I really enjoy is the Pure Hustle podcast. These guys tackle lots of different reseller topics, more discussion type content, and like general news, reseller news stuff. I just enjoy it. They're super laid back. Their personalities just jive, and they're a good pair. So I can't remember their names, but yeah, it's another one that I like. And I'm going to link all of these down below if you want to go check them out after. Next one is eBay for Business. This is eBay's podcast, like their own podcast. And I think it's a must listen to anyone that sells on eBay or wants to learn more about selling on eBay. And some of the episodes are more specific to my business than others. Sometimes they don't really relate, but I do my best to listen to every episode, and hopefully there's a few nuggets of information that I can pull and apply to what I'm doing. Next one is Thrifter's Villa. Oh my gosh, this was probably one of the first ones that I started listening to. I love the laid back reseller hot topics, the interviews, the trends. There's just so much great content in Thrifter's Villa. These ladies have you covered, and I've applied so many of their teachings into my business. So very, very, very appreciative of all the topics that they pick and do. Very curated, like, yeah, I like those ones. Next, there's so many. Reselling with Sarah Stiles, another reseller with great insight on eBay. Data-driven info. Sarah is a wealth of knowledge. Absolutely love her podcast. And The Business of Reselling is another one. This is with Jessica. She's a Canadian seller. She specializes in more like, I hate to say it, but like junk selling, but it's just like everything. Like she sells everything and anything, and she moves a lot of inventory. She's also been doing it for quite a while. Plus she's Canadian, which I like, but her content is universal. It is applicable to anyone in North America. And yeah, she's just, I like her personality and her laid back approach to her topics. And I always look forward to seeing what she's put out every week or every other week. I can't remember. And then another one that I watch is the Trash to Cash one. and I think it's like 3 or 4 guys, and yeah, they're just really entertaining. I mean, the content is all over the place, and yeah, I just find them really entertaining. It's easy to put in. They have sprinkles of topics throughout it, and then they just kind of roast each other, but it's a fun one. And then, okay, just a few other ones. There's 2 others that I haven't caught yet, and I think they're relatively new to podcasting, and that's Kaylee Elaine. I saw it on YouTube. So I think they're recording it on YouTube and converting it into a podcast. And Lori Tata, I always say her name wrong. Lori Boston's Found. I think she is also doing a podcast. I know she's doing like longer form content, but for some reason I thought she was converting it into podcast format as well. So 2 new ones to keep your eyes out for. But yeah, I hope this like helps you and gives you some different ideas. These are all ones that I add to my playlist and that I catch them every week. And what I love about Apple Podcasts is that once you follow them, it just like loads the episodes and it'll just play them in chronological order, like through all the channels that you follow. And yeah, it's just so easy to get caught up. And I love to have hours of podcasts a week to listen to, and so much valuable information coming from these content creators. And then I gotta plug my own. Last but not least is my own podcast, where I turn these work with me videos into a podcast format. It's literally just copy and paste from what you guys hear on here onto podcast format, and they typically fall 1 week later. But yeah, I thought it would be a good idea because I was doing the long form content. Why not put it into podcast format? And if anyone's not available to watch the videos or podcast works better for them, it's just another way for people to catch this content. So yeah, it's fun. And I've been really good. I've been like my Saturdays, I've been getting those up, and I sprinkle in Tuesdays as well if I have any other like topic type videos that have come out recently. Oh boy, that was a lot. I didn't realize, I know people have asked before, I'm always like, oh, there's too many to mention, but I was like, hey, no, make a list of all the ones that you listen to. And then last topic for today, it's not going to be a very long video today, is the Poshmark update. So I don't really have much to add to it. They are testing the promoted listings in the US. Things that I've heard is the search has been really out of whack, and it's not giving, like, people are searching for certain items and it's totally different items showing up. So I do think Posh is making a lot of small changes in the background. And I do think at this point, they're also throwing spaghetti noodles at the wall, hoping that one sticks. But hopefully they're actively trying to improve the app right now and trying to improve the search function. I do think if the search function were improved, that promoted listings would have a chance at working, but they have to fix that search first. So we'll see what happens over the next few weeks. I feel like there's a lot of things going on in the background, and it's just too early to know how this is all going to turn out. And then I've also heard like very polarized experiences from people as they're trying to figure out if it works for them. Some are like absolutely not helping. And then today I read something on a Facebook group where a girl was using it and she was like, my closet has been stagnant and dead, and now I had $400 in sales this month so far, which I think was pretty good for her. And yeah, she had really good things to say about it. So I think it's like figuring out how to make it work for you, right? Like, how does it work for your business? And I'm not sure that it's a one size fits all, but I do think that the bigger your closet, the more you will probably have to spend though too, because it is a pay per click, right? So say you want to allocate X amount of dollars every week towards promoting, it will budget your money out over the week basically. And if you have to do it as the whole closet, I'm not sure if it's whole closet or selected listings. If it was whole closet, obviously the bigger your closet, I think the bigger your budget would have to be, where if you had a small closet, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I shouldn't be saying this because I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm very interested to see how this plays out for our businesses. And I'm very eager to find how this will work best for someone's business, like for my own business, right? How do I maximize it? So yeah, we'll see. We shall see. None of us really know at this point. But that is it. That's all I got. I'm happy that I sat down and recorded this, even though it's later than I wanted to. It's just fun to sit down, chat with you guys, and go over things that are happening right now. So how about this? If there's any podcasts you listen to, drop them down below, share. If there's any that are your favorites, even if I mention them, let us know. What are your favorite podcasts to listen to? And number 2, if you could give advice to someone who is a new reseller, this is their first time doing their business taxes, what is one tip that you think is like beneficial to them as their first year? What would be one tip to help someone during tax season that you find in your business or that you use? I would love to hear. And maybe you can help me because this is not my strength. I have all my receipts. I'm going to show you guys. This is embarrassing. This is all my receipts. It's crazy. I have them flipped by month and I got to add them all up tomorrow, but oh my gosh, taxes. I should hire someone to do this. I really do. I keep thinking like, okay, I'm going to do it next year. Not like I need to hire a bookkeeper. That's what I need. I need a bookkeeper to manage this part for me and to set up my QuickBooks. That's my one goal, I think, for this year, is to sort out setting up my QuickBooks so that I don't have to do all this. Because what I heard someone say, actually, Anna told me today that when in QuickBooks, she just takes a picture of the receipt and then she files them all away. But she said you don't have to add them all up then at the end of the year because it's all expensed through your QuickBooks and your business account. So I need to learn how to better integrate that into my business at this point. Okay, that is it. I'm gonna let you guys go. If this video helps you with your reselling business, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and tap subscribe on your way out. I really appreciate that. I am wishing you guys all many sales and I will see you next time. Bye.